Hi, this is a quick tutorial on how to reconcile the payments that uCollect generates in your Xero bank account. You'll see here that we're inside a Xero bank account on the Account Transactions tab, and you can see that these are the transactions that uCollect has generated for the payments that is processed through the system. In this case, you can see on September 30th there is one transaction, and on October 1st there are 4 transactions. What we would normally expect is that those transactions would settle through your payment gateway. In this case, we're using Stripe, and they would settle a few days after the transactions actually clear. And in the case of Stripe, they're going to settle net of commissions. So let's walk through how we would reconcile these transactions in Xero based on the transactions created by uCollect. So the first thing we're going to do is go to our bank account and to the Reconcile tab and see the transaction that's come through the bank feed. We're going to click Find and Match. Now the easiest way to find transactions that have been generated by uCollect is to, rather than searching through this list of all the items where you have to know exactly which items you're looking for, is to simply type the word payment. And that will now filter the list to only items that are awaiting in the bank account that are flagged as payments. Now the issue here is we've got payments over multiple days, and so in this case we do need to know that because we haven't reconciled recently that the settlement came on October 2nd, it's probably going to be the older of these transactions, and Stripe usually settles 2 days in arrears in the US, so therefore the transactions probably happened 2 days earlier. So in this case it's going to be September the 30th. Now in this case, if Stripe hadn't settled net of commissions, if it just settled the gross settlement, that would have said $200, and that would match the $200 received through uCollect. But in this case we have commissions to settle. Now the easiest way to look for the commissions, if you have set up uCollect to calculate the commissions for you, is to simply type the name of the gateway contact that you've entered in uCollect, in this case it was Stripe, and then click this box here that says Show Spent Items. And now that's going to allow us to see the various charges that are waiting for reconciliation. In this case, we're looking for a Stripe charge on September 30th for $6.10, and that now balances out our deposit, and we can click OK. Let's look now for the October the 3rd deposit of $3,009.80. Same principle, we're going to find and match, type in the word payment. In this case, it's all the 4 transactions from October the 1st. And again, we're going to change that to Stripe and click Show Spent Items in order to be able to find the settlement transaction. In this case, it all balances. Now let's assume for a moment that we weren't using uCollect to calculate the commission, and this is appropriate in many situations where you have commissions that might not be regular. Stripe's easy, 2.9% and 30 cents a transaction. But if you're using Stripe in Australia, well, they have different rates. If you're using a gateway that has an interchange plus fee, there's no way uCollect can properly estimate the commissions. So in which case, you wouldn't be using the uCollect calculation method at all. You'd come down here to Adjustments, Bank Fee. You'd type in the name of your gateway. So in this case it was Stripe. And you just decide which account it was going to go to, tax rate necessary, and then the amount, which in this case is $90.20. And then you click OK, and Xero would post that bank fee automatically for you and reconcile it against the deposit. So there you have it. The things you want to keep in mind is that in the search field you want to search for the phrase payment. Now coming up soon we're going to be also putting in a reference number, so you might search for the word uCollect, you might search for the date, or you might be able to search for the gateway name, and that might help you refine your search a little bit cleaner.